Anambra Governor Soludo honored in Abuja. Anambra Women Commissioner Obinabo reassures commitment in protection of girl child. FG to expend over 4 billion naira on purchase of trains. Haitians protest against government call for foreign forces. Good morning and welcome to the news. My name is Nonye Nwokoye. Before the news in details, there is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Now, Anambra indigenous members of St. Paul's Anglican Church, Nyanya, Abuja, have presented an award of recognition for humanitarian services to Governor Chukwuma Soludo. Receiving the award on behalf of the governor, a senior executive officer in the Abuja Liaison office, Mrs. Nkechi Okechukwu Ichoku, asked the church to always pray for Anambra State, as it is only through prayers she can surmount all challenges. ABS Abuja Bureau Chief Ekwi Ajide now completes the report.
According to the governor, the society is presently facing a myriad of challenges, including cash crunch, insecurity and flooding, but with prayers and determination of purpose, things can change for good for the citizenry. He reminded them that governance is not for government alone, but will fare better if all hands are on deck.
Going through a lot, ranging from insecurity to financial challenges and a lot of things. Now by this time next year, everything I can go down. And I have been in a big way. Thank you.
In his speech, the chairman, Anambra State Indigenes of St. Paul's, Nyanya, Engineer Godwin Ikebuaku, said they started the association to assist in uplifting the church and catering for the welfare of their members. He stated that the award was in recognition of what the governor had done in Anambra State within a short while in his tenure and implored him to remain steadfast in the discharge of his duties so that Anambra will remain the envy of other states.
20th anniversary of our existence in this church and the end of the year get-together ceremony today to glorify the Almighty God for keeping us far. In 2010, few individuals of Anambra State in this church came together and formed this union for interactions and cross-publication of ideas for their well-being.
Earlier at the church service that preceded the 20th anniversary celebration, Venerable Samuel Mweze, who spoke on the harvest of restoration and sustainability, said that oftentimes afflictions come upon Christians as a result of sins.
Our sins, our shortcomings, our misdoings have allowed this great enemy to come and begin to eat our health. The glory to God, he said that today you will restore your health. God said he will restore your health. Because he said he sent his word and his word healed us.
High point was Thanksgiving by Anambra, among others. In Abuja, Princess Ekwi Ajide, ABS News.
4 out of 10 villages that make up Ibariam, Anambra East Council area have been submerged by flood. Ibariam, an agrarian community alongside other riverine areas of the state, every year experience flooding when either Omambala or Ezu River tributaries of river overflow in their banks. Many houses in Anekwem, Ogugu Etiti, Obaru, Obidi and Fokolari Catholic zone area underwater. Some houses are already covered completely by flood, while in some the flood have got to the lintel Amansi Primary School and some parts of St. Anthony's Catholic Parish, Ibariam, are also totally submerged. ABS crew met residents evacuating their belongings amidst tears and lamentations. Correspondent Amaka Chibuzokoye reports.
Displaced persons dumped their possessions along the road and bemoaned the destruction of farmlands, livestock, aquatic plants, and other sources of livelihood. Speaking, the President General Ibariam Progressive Union IPU, Dr. Chris Ofokansin, frowned at the devastation of the flood and appealed for the dredging of River Niger to contain flood when dams are opened. Dr. Ofokansin, who assured that the IPU will do all within its power to shelter their displaced subjects, called on the governments at all levels to come to their aid as they are exposed to health hazards and other difficulties.
Three players of Anambra State Scrabble team who recently qualified to represent Nigeria in Zambia in the forthcoming African Scrabble Championship are seeking for 3 million naira sponsorship from good-spirited individuals and groups to enable them participate in the competition. The players, Mrs. Ajelochukwu Okabwe, Chinedu Thope and Chijoke Ezulike, disclosed their position in the competition when they paid a visit to the managing director of Anambra Broadcasting Service, Sir Chido Obidiego. Our Government House correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo has the details.
The players would lose the opportunity to represent Nigeria in the competition holding on the 21st through 24th of this month if they do not receive assistance. One of the players, Mr. Thorpe, explained that players of Anambra State Scrabble team have over the years won several trophies in the game outside the shores of the country, saying that representing Nigeria this time would be an opportunity to make Anambra State and Nigeria proud, and appealed to people of goodwill to sponsor them, explaining that they have less than 8 days from now to make payments for the travel.
Going to Zambia has been made a bit open. The national body is sponsoring 10 players. Those who placed 1 to 10 at the qualifier held in Abuja 2 weeks ago. But after that, they announced that anyone who could get the finances together, ₦1 million for each player, could go and play for Nigeria in Zambia. So that is why we are now making the appeal for 3 million naira, 1 million naira for Ajelochukwu, 1 million naira for me, 1 million naira for Dennis, for 3 of us to go to Zambia. And the competition is taking place from the 21st to the 24th of October.
Contributing, another player, Mr. Okabwe, pointed out that Nigeria is rated first in Scrabble game across the globe and that they are prepared to improve on the status of the country in the game if they will receive the needed support, and described Scrabble as the fundamental thing for any child who wants to improve intellectually, as the game deals with English spellings and mathematics. Responding, the managing director of ABS, Sir Chido, who congratulated the team for qualifying for the tournament, called on the Anambra and other Nigerians to come to their aid and make their efforts and preparations for the competition fruitful. Sir Chido reminded them of the need to win the competition when giving the needed support, saying that they are to represent not just Nigeria but first-class governor of Anambra State, Professor Chuma Soludo, and the entire Anambra, who are known for excellence.
The pride you will have for this competition, is one thing to qualify. Competition is another thing, to go there to win, not to be counted among those that came for the competition. In Anambra State, we have always, strive to be the first in everything we do.
In Oka, I am Emmanuel Okonkwo, reporting for...
We pray that help comes soon so they can go to bring home the trophy. Now, the Anambra State Commander, National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, Mrs. Judith Mrs. Judith Ibadin says the life of an average Anambra child is being threatened by human traffickers whose nefarious activities are taking a new dimension in the state. She stated this at the State Secretariat, Awka. The state NAPTIP board said traffickers recruit young girls from the locality for prostitution in foreign countries, while illegal migration is on the high side. She also listed harvesting of organs and selling of babies, constant defilement of underage girls by relations, and some of the evil practices that have become the order of the day. Mrs. Ibadin said the aim for inaugurating the State Task Force on Human Trafficking in 2020 in the state is to replicate and domesticate at state level the successes attained at the national level. The fight against human trafficking, which she described as a global concern. The state NAPTIP commander called on stakeholders to show commitment, stressing that the training of members will equip them to face the challenges in the discharge of their duties. The state commander, who is also the co-chairman of the state task force, said the work plan of the team for 2022 to 2023 is waiting for approval from the state government. Earlier, the State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Professor Sylvia Ifemeje, said the adoption of new measures in the fight against human trafficking will go a long way in stamping out the menace in the state. According to the Commissioner, the fight against human trafficking is a flagship project of the present administration in Anambra State. She said there is need for intensive enlightenment program through radio jingles so that the rural dwellers will not fall prey to the antics of traffickers. On the national scene, the federal government has proposed to spend a total of 4.3 billion naira in its 20.51 trillion naira budget on the purchase of trains to expand railway services across the country. This is contained in the 2023 federal government budget submitted to the National Assembly by President Muhammadu Buhari. The figure, which is part of the federal government's executive proposal in the 2023 appropriation bill, also earmarked 126.532 billion naira for the parent Ministry of Transportation. A breakdown of the figure indicated that the Ministry of Transportation headquarters got 93.666 billion naira, while National Inland Waterways Authority was allocated 5.397 billion naira. The ministry would spend most of its capital budget on ongoing projects, some of which include activities of anti-corruption and transparency unit in the ministry and its agencies, and entrenching transparency, compliance, ethics, achieving zero tolerance for corruption in the workplace. On the foreign scene, thousands of people in the crisis-torn Haiti have taken to the streets of the capital, Port-au-Prince, against the government's decision to seek foreign military assistance to quell gang-related violence, with police using tear gas to disperse protesters. Demonstrators shouted against the foreign occupation and demanded the resignation of Prime Minister Ariel Henry, who asked international partners for the immediate deployment of a specialized armed force in sufficient quantity to stop the criminal actions of armed gangs across the country. Several people were shot and one person was reported to have been killed during the rallies. Protesters blamed the police for the death. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres called for the immediate deployment of a special international force in Haiti to help the Caribbean state, which has been facing a biting fuel and water shortage. On sports news, Lionel Messi will headline a star-studded lineup for a march for peace in tribute to fellow Argentina soccer great Diego Maradona on November 14 in Rome. In addition to Messi, former Brazilian star Ronaldinho, Italian World Cup winner Gianluigi Buffon, and Roma's Portuguese coach Jose Mourinho confirmed their presence in a video published by the We Play for Peace platform for the third edition of the March for Peace, organized by a foundation created by Pope Francis. Former World Cup winner Maradona died aged 60 of heart failure in November 2020. The march will take place on November 14 at the Olympic Stadium in Rome, less than a week before the start of the World Cup in Qatar. And with that sports story, we conclude the news. But just before we go, remember that you can follow ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television Oka. Follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And we'd like to apologize at this point for our inability to bring you the news on the Commissioner for Women Affairs. The details of that story will come in our subsequent bulletin. Do bear with us. And the main point of the news again. Anambra Governor Soludo has been honored in Abuja. Federal government is to spend over 4 billion naira on purchase of trains. Haitians have protested against government call for foreign forces. And the special message again, Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's the news. We thank you so much for watching. My name is Nonye Nwokoye. Good morning and have a great day.
This is ABS, Heartbeat of the East.
Water is not only natural, but also the best liquid among others that is suitable for rehydrating the body and quenching thirsts. No useful juice or delicious drinks can easily compete with water in terms of speed of absorption and digestion in the body. The secret of water therapy is simple. All you need to do is just to drink it at the right time and right quantity. And of course, the main point of all this is doing it regularly. If you do your therapy about once or twice a week, there is no way it will work for you well. You should develop this useful daily habit, and then you will be able to enjoy a long and healthy life. There are rules of water therapy. Drink 1